Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Health 360. On the show this week, we are addressing a problem that has barely even been recognized. Over-exercising is a real concern and it can cause irreversible damage. Also on the show, what is the truth behind actor Tamanna Bhatia's saliva pimple cure claim? What is the link between blocked arteries and a high protein diet? That much more up ahead on the show. I'm Sneha Mordani. This is Health 360. Well, there's a lesser known issue that's starting to ring alarm bells in the fitness world, and it's called over-exercising. While staying active is crucial, too much of it without proper rest is doing more harm than good. Well, experts warn that pushing the body beyond its limits can lead to chronic fatigue, hormonal imbalances, even injuries that can take months to heal. What's worrying is that many young people, especially in urban settings, are falling into this trap in the name of staying fit. Overtraining is quietly breaking down bodies instead of building them up. That's why rest days aren't just optional, they are absolutely essential. Love for exercise is way beyond just a good habit. It's deep appreciation for strength, for mobility, for flexibility. The joys that small victories in the gym, or for that matter, any other form of physical activity like swimming or running bring. Exercise lovers understand that. There is deep passion to push themselves beyond their boundaries, to push them off the limits, really. But what if this love, this passion for exercise becomes a dangerous, a deadly obsession? We're talking about an unhealthy obsession with exercise, which, by the way, is a real problem. It's being experienced by just so many people.
Many people push themselves hard during workouts, so hard that they burn themselves down. Actor Bhoomi Pednekar, who's known for her sculpted body and drastic weight loss, has recently opened up about this.
When I started my workout journey, I thought the only way to be fit is when you overexert and you burn many hundreds of calories in the gym. I used to feel very proud of it. But what was actually happening was I was damaging my body because I never gave my body the chance to heal. Due to this, I got a lot of underlying conditions. I don't want to talk about them yet, but one of the biggest things that I changed is that I prioritized not overdoing it. Today, I work out 20% of what I used to 4 years ago, and I think I'm my fittest.
So, what exactly is exercise obsession?
Well, exercise addiction is when a person compulsively resorts to exercising to sort of evade the realities of life, the responsibilities of life, the stressors of life. So much so that that person does not have any control over, let's say, the duration on the number of times he works out, the frequency of it. Basically, it's escaping reality with using exercise.
Pednekar has spoken about how overexercising left her body worn out without time to heal. Rest, experts say, is of utmost importance.
Overtraining can lead to muscle fatigue, mental fatigue, and even hormonal imbalance. And one of the major risks of overtraining is that it increases the chances of injury. That's why I ask people, please avoid overtraining at all cost.
If you're having a total meltdown because you missed your morning or your evening workout, that is the starting signs that you have some sort of exercise addiction, because it starts to impair your mood, your quality of life. Also, there are other symptoms like you'll start falling sick a lot often. You will have colds, coughs, you might have fevers, and in the extreme cases, you might have like, damage to your muscles, damage to your ligaments, damage to your joints.
So, how do you know if you're exercising way too much?
If you are overtraining, there are some signs to look out for. If you are getting sleep disturbances, if you are getting mood swings, if you are getting injured often, and if you are getting soreness every day, that these are the signs of overtraining. If you are training every day for 7 days, that to high intensity exercise, that can be a counterproductive approach. That's why I ask people to work out only for 3 to 5 days, give 2 days for active recovery habits, and 1 day complete rest.
Overexercising is now recognized as a mental health problem. Research on the causes of compulsive exercises or exercise addiction is limited. What causes exercise addiction?
One big reason could be tough life experiences. For example, imagine someone who has recently had a breakup. They might start working out obsessively, thinking if I just exercise enough, I won't feel the pain. Or someone who has just lost a loved one. They might throw themselves into daily gym sessions as a distraction. So then there is another thing that we can talk about is narcissism, which means wanting to look perfect or get approval from others.
So generally, whenever we do small amount of exercise, everything is fine. But once it goes beyond the limit of body's repair, we get the strain, the pain, or the muscle rupture. Overexertion and exercise may also cause the invisible harm to the heart in the form of excessive endurance training, causing irregular heartbeats and elevated blood pressure. In some conditions, we may even have hormonal and immune disruptions. When the cortisol level increases, it causes immunity compromise, sleep disturbances, increase in anxiety, and also in men and female can cause a toll of the fertility.
Remember, it's not just about movement, it's also a very healthy sort of a relationship with exercise and movement. Listening to your body is extremely important. Rest days are absolutely important. Fitness should be there to support your wellness, to support your body, and not to control it. Actor Tamanna Bhatia has recently endorsed a rather unconventional skincare remedy, talking about using her saliva as a cure, as a home cure for pimples, for acne. While some people swear by this age-old trick, experts warn that saliva contains bacteria that would actually worsen the skin problems rather than help us. What's the truth? What then is a myth? We're decoding this for you in our next report. Sujata, listen. Spit spray is something we'll all want to save ourselves from. It's absolutely disgusting. But guess what? The same saliva, the same spit is being touted as a cure for pimples, as something that would fix your zits, your acne. Well, I'm clearly not saying it. Actor Tamanna Bhatia is. But that really is far from the truth. Listen in first to what Tamanna Bhatia said.
Pimple hack, spit, thuk. Yeah, the silence in the, you said.
ये रील वायरल होने वाली है.
It works. It's I mean, but the morning spit. So like, which is before brushing basically.
You do that.
Yeah.
What did she just say? Pimple cure using your own saliva, the first saliva in the morning when you get up. And it's gross because what's recommended by all kinds of people is that you don't brush your teeth and use that saliva on your pimple. Well, I'm sure you must have heard this from somebody, either your grandmother or somebody else. But what really is the science behind it? What's the truth? Is this saliva really going to help fix your zits? Let's find out.
Can saliva cure acne?
No, it's actually absolutely false. Saliva cannot cure the acne. In fact, saliva has a lot of elements in it, like enzymes, like mucus, like bacteria, which can actually aggravate skin conditions rather than just curing the acne.
A little bit of research will throw up some basic facts that saliva is not sterile, it has bacteria, it has microorganisms. So, will that not end up giving you even more trouble?
The pH of saliva is basically acidic. So, if you're going to put an acidic pH on your skin, it can lead to irritation and it can also lead to burns. The enzymes also further can lead to inflammation, so which can cause redness to the skin. Now, because of the break in the continuity of the skin, or because there is a problem in the skin, there's a bacteria the bacteria which is present can multiply. It can get a medium to multiply, and that's why you can lead to more bacterial infections.
So, where did this myth start? Due to the alkaline nature of human saliva, many thought of it as a remedy. Maybe its potential to cause a low-grade burn. Burn, that's it? Yes, no, maybe.
So actually, this was a treatment which used to be done in old age, where our grandmas used to say this. To some extent, there was a little bit of truth in it, in the sense that there is some anti-inflammatory enzymes which are present in our saliva. But however, there's no evidence base over it. There's no scientific proof to it, which can actually say that the saliva can help in improving the acne.
If you have a skin breakout, then the top layer of the skin is damaged anyway. Applying saliva to the broken skin can introduce these pathogens to the inner layers and potentially lead to infections. That's the reason that children have what we call the drool rash. The excess saliva on their skin leads to red blotches. Saliva contains enzymes and has a somewhat acidic pH, which can cause irritation or dryness, especially on sensitive skin. The enzymes in the saliva can break down lipids and proteins in the skin, which form a protective layer. Combined with the constant wetness, it can irritate and weaken the skin barrier. This can make the skin more vulnerable to damage. So what then is the best way to treat acne? The dermatologist on Health 360 will have the last word here.
So ideally, if you have acne, first of all, you can use a good antibiotic face wash, which can help you. Something like a benzoyl peroxide will help you, along with antibiotic creams, which can help you. If you have severe acne, then you can probably shift to retinoids-based creams for topical application. And sometimes you may need oral antibiotics also, or vitamin A derivatives like retinoids, isotretinoin, which can help you in taking care of your acne. If you have small zits like one odd which comes in the night and you want to take care of it, you get pimple patches which contain salicylic acid, which work well in settling down the pimples.
In recent years, there have been several videos of gym deaths and deaths of younger Indians visibly fit and in good shape. Clearly, something is very unsettling about this. Doctors are pointing towards a possible connection between high protein diets, especially those rich in animal sources, and an increased risk of blocked arteries. Research suggests that excessive protein, even protein supplements, may promote plaque buildup and impair artery function. Plant-based protein sources appear to pose less cardiovascular risk in comparison. We delve deeper.
Gym deaths one by one of celebrity, of regular folks, deaths on camera of ostensibly young, healthy Indians. Is it the vaccine against COVID? Is it COVID? Is it the lifestyle? Are Indians predisposed to heart disease? Are causes genetic? What is it? Has it got to do with the obsession with protein supplements being overdone? Protein supplements are extremely popular, and protein supplements are also overconsumed, to the extent that the Indian Council of Medical Research and Nutrition has had to step in and warn us against it. Protein supplements are widely used in gyms, fitness studios, and health food stores, but they come with potential problems that are often overlooked. Protein is essential for muscle repair, immune function, and metabolism, but it is creating an imbalance that the heart simply cannot ignore.
If you have increased proteins beyond what is required in your body, excessive protein intake can be pro-inflammatory and cause the vessels to rupture. If you have a substandard proteins, which are actually mixed with performance-enhancing drugs like steroids, anabolic steroids, or even heavy metals or preservatives like aspartame, sucralfate, all those things can actually damage your heart, cause arrhythmias, abnormal rhythms, and can be injurious to your heart.
So, can protein powder inflame you? Studies show chronic low-grade inflammation is linked to protein excessive consumption.
The problem arises if you overshoot it, then it becomes inflammatory, or if you use a substandard quality, non-third party tested, any international brand which is there which has not been tested properly, which contains a lot of performance enhancing drugs like steroids, like anabolic steroids, or like other preservatives like aspartame, or probably like sucralose, or emulsifiers to make them thick, can be dangerous and deadly.
Doctors also indicate that key signs of poor heart health may go missed. Blood pressure may remain normal. So will cholesterol.
Our blood vessels are lined with endothelial cells. Imagine your blood vessels are like a smooth road, and suddenly, because of stress, because of inflammation, there are potholes, like you have potholes in a city. So you have potholes. So these potholes are basically a fertile milieu where the body tries to cover these potholes with formation of small clots. So these clots cover the potholes, and these clots ultimately result in blockages. So once the blockage to the heart occurs, the heart muscle starts dying, which is called as myocardial infarction or a heart attack.
Excessive protein from animal sources and overuse of protein powders is what doctors warn against.
So what excessive proteins do beyond a certain level, they are pro-inflammatory, they cause plaque rupture, and as a result what happens is they cause increased blockages in the heart if you go beyond a certain amount of protein levels, number one. Second, in the diet, if you increase the amount of proteins or increase the amount of fats, let's say gym trainers are telling you to eat 10 eggs, 12 eggs, which is not physiological. You don't require 10 eggs a day. So if you take too much of protein, that will burn up your kidneys.
So is plant protein safer?
Plant-based proteins are less inflammatory as compared to an animal-based proteins. Plant-based proteins can be from pea, can be from soya, can be from chanas, and these plant-based proteins are less inflammatory as compared to the animal protein counterparts.
Build-up of arterial plaque and increased risk of heart disease are linked to protein. There are half a dozen studies done to establish that link. But it is a problem that needs more attention, given how increasing heart attacks in young Indians has caused so much concern in recent times.
A major decade-long US study has found that drinking diet soda every single day may triple the risk of stroke and Alzheimer's disease. Researchers have observed a strong link between artificial sweeteners and long-term brain health decline. Experts advise limiting intake and opting for healthier beverage choices. Here's more. Well, it's just one can of diet soda. What harm could it possibly do? It doesn't even have sugar. It's got artificial sweeteners. It's refreshing. Everybody seems to be drinking it. Are these your thoughts when you're told about the problems associated with diet soda? If yes is the answer, then this is what you need to know on a priority basis. People who drank one or more diet sodas daily had nearly 3 times the risk of ischemic stroke and Alzheimer's, a study published in August 2025 by the American Heart Association's journal Stroke has found. Monitoring over 2,800 adults above the age of 45 for a decade, the research offers new evidence linking artificially sweetened drinks with heightened neurological risks.
As you know that diet cokes are without sugar, but they still can cause cognitive decline. They sometimes can alter the microbiome environment in the gut, and that can give rise to neuroinflammation in the brain.
Within 20 minutes, blood sugar spikes and your body responds with an insulin burst. At around 40 minutes, the caffeine is fully absorbed, increasing your blood pressure and triggering your liver to release more sugar into your bloodstream. Dopamine surges stimulate the brain's pleasure centers. After 60 minutes, phosphoric acid binds calcium and other essential minerals in your gut, while the caffeine's diuretic effect begins to flush them out through urine. Soft drinks are also linked to obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, tooth decay and bone loss, also to kidney damage.
Soft drinks are all rich in sugar. It might be very refreshing after a warm and humid day. But if you're taking these soft drinks and beverages and colas, so what happens is that you are taking a lot of sugar and fructose. So they will have a negative impact in terms of obesity, in terms of diabetes. Even they increase the risk of conditions like fatty liver disease. So all this put together actually will increase the risk of heart disease also in future.
The artificial sweeteners which are loaded in the diet cokes are probably causing this problem. Remember, the artificial sweeteners cause a gut dysbiosis, that means an alterations in the gut microbiome, which of course is directly related to causing a lot of neurodegenerative diseases and causing an inflammations in the brain, leading to dementias, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's and even stroke.
Well, it does look like that there is not very much of an upside to having sugary drinks, and substituting the sugar with artificial sweeteners clearly doesn't seem to help. The study does not show causation, but an association, and that, however, is something that one may not want to overlook. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today Television. Well, that brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. We hope you enjoyed watching the show as much as we did putting it together for you. Find these reports and much more up on our website, that's indiatoday.in. You can download the app. All of these reports are going up on India Today's social media pages. That's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter or X, and of course, Facebook. The hashtag is Health360, Health360 Plus. Do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for watching. Take very good care of yourself. Bye for now.